Strange things are afoot in the new Phandelver and Below book. GameMasters here, and one of the more theorized elements of Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, is, well, the Shattered Obelisk. We've seen similar obelisks pop up in books in the past, and I will warn you, today's video will contain spoilers. Now, before we explore what is in the new Phandelver book, I want to detail where all we've seen similar obelisks at in the past. In the Tomb of Annihilation, a lich has placed an obelisk outside his tomb, and it has trapped within a demon that will attack the party, but it eventually disappears into the abyss. In the Storm King's Thunder, the village of Nightstone was built up around an obsidian megalith, and clown giants came down and kind of stole it. Goblins are also somewhat involved, but the magical properties of the megalith are not explored. In Waterdeep's Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the Shadow Dusks found an obelisk made of black stone deep in the Undermountain and moved it to a new area and subjected it to energies from the Far Realm. And keep that term in mind. The Far Realm pops up in here, and we'll get to that in a moment. But this obelisk contains a coatl, which is interesting also to take note of, as it directly connects to the power of the obelisk found in the Tomb of Annihilation, in that it is holding an entity within. In Out of the Abyss, there is a fractured obelisk. One might even consider it to be shattered, but in its broken state, that magic that it exudes is chaotic. It is made of a black metal of alien origin, doesn't specify obsidian, and while it also doesn't specify little gray aliens, well, actually, you'll see what I'm getting at in just a moment. In Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, there's mention throughout of Netherese, the Empire of Netheril, and through Nether Scrolls, they discovered how to wield strange magics, and used that knowledge to create obelisks. Now, there is more to this. In the Doom of Ythryn adventure, we learn that there is an ancient society of spellcasters called the Weavers, that crafted the original magical obelisks that were more powerful than what the Netherese could craft, that the Weavers could even use them to traverse time to counteract the effects of calamitous spells and cataclysmic events. But then Vecna, yes, that Vecna, stole one of the obelisks and used it to obliterate the Weavers from existence. Now we return back to the Nether Scrolls. Some of those referenced the Weavers and their construction of obelisks, so the Netherese attempted to create their own obelisks. It's just that theirs were not quite as powerful. Okay, now jump forward into Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk. What we are dealing with, the Shattered Obelisk itself, is of Netherese origin, not Weaver origin. Goblins are searching for broken pieces to assemble it, which will in turn allow a rogue group of Illithid to transform the town of Phandalin into mind flayers. Yes, this sounds similar to the plotline of Baldur's Gate 3, and while I'm currently playing through it, I've yet to really see if there are any obelisks in that game, but feel free to spoil that for me down in the comments if there are. Towards the end of the Phandelver book, there is a mention of the Weavers, and we are provided with what they look like, but it mentions the same history of Vecna using the Weaver's obelisk to erase the Weavers from existence. And it also specifies that the obelisks created by the Netherese are just not as powerful as the one created by the Weavers. Then it goes on to say that there are other obelisks lost across the world and may come into light in future adventures. We also know that Planescape is due out soon and will give us a method to interconnect many settings and is setting up for Vecna's return, and that among the first books to be released in 2024 is going to be a Vecna-centric adventure. So it's a good bet that all of the obelisks that we've been seeing will be tethered back to Vecna, and that we might even see a possible return of the Weavers. Real fast, I need to thank these fine Weaver supporters. Their contributions to this channel help me to keep it sponsor ad-free, and if you'd like to see how you can become a member or a Patreon supporter, I'll leave a link down in the description. And I'd also ask that if you like this video to cast Bigby's thumbs up on the like button, and you'll have my eternal thanks. While the obelisks are still a slight mystery, I hope that this video has helped to provide a little light as to what they are, should you wish to include them into your own ongoing campaign. I'm working on a lot more of videos for Phandelver, and if you'd like to take a look at what all we are exploring, be sure to bookmark this playlist. It's only going to grow as we add more videos to it. Where else have you seen these dark obelisks pop up at? Let me know down in the comments. Until next our paths cross, may you not find yourself zapped into the Far Realm.